Great. So now we're going to talk about the conventionalist ethic. And the conventionalist ethic comes from Albert Carr, and it basically says that business is kind of a game, and anything that you're not breaking the law is probably okay. Now this probably sounds just like the theory of amorality. In fact, it is just like the theory of amorality. Of course, the criticism of this is, actions in business directly impact the lives of millions of people, and therefore that's not something that should be taken lightly. I can remember one great example of this. Charles Keeting in the 1980s. He had a savings and loan scandal where basically he was like the Bernie Madoff, but of the 1980s. He was taking funds from predominantly middle and lower class elderly people, money, and promising them some sort of a retirement pension or return on their investments so that they could retire comfortably. Well, financial markets weren't really regulated, neither were investment instruments at that time in the 80s, and he was spending money on all sorts of things. The story was that he had been on the street in Florida and met some guy playing a guitar on the street, and he gave him a job paying $100,000 a year. And this was in the 1980s, so that was $100,000 a year was a lot more than it is now. So he's just blowing these retirement people's money left and right. So technically, the law had not said you cannot do exactly all the things that he was doing. You cannot be that callous or that cavalier with the retirement savings of elderly people. So the law didn't exactly say it, but clearly most people would say what he was doing was wrong. So this is a downfall of, or this is an example of the conventionalist ethic maybe guiding a bad ethical decision. In our next video, we will talk about the disclosure rule.